What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one and only Ash Brown, and this is the ashsaidit show. Over 1,900 episodes, 500,000 streams around the world. All this is on account of you guys, so thank you so much. And because you guys love on me so much, and it's that time of year, it's the time of year for love, for lovers, I've got the wonderful and ultra talented expert, all right? He's the expert in the language of meaningful gifts. We've got Kyle from Liry's Jewelry. Hi, Kyle.
Hey, Ash, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. So, Kyle, what can you tell us about Liry's Jewelry? Who are you guys?
Yeah, so it's still to this day family-owned and operated business. Our founder and owner to this day, Liredias, she actually came here in the late 70s, early 80s, I believe, from Cuba. She immigrated here with her mother, and they actually started selling jewelry out of their garage when they first moved here. That was what they started doing. And then after a few years of making a name for themselves locally out of their garage, they actually were able to open up a spot. If you have any listeners from Tampa, it was originally on Armenia. Yeah. And then in the late 90s, they actually moved over to Hanley, where we currently are now. They started off with one storefront, and now we're up to 4 of them side by side. So slowly expanding, but they've been there for a little over 30 years now.
Wow, that is amazing. That is really outstanding.
Yeah, so it's really cool. And then, so her son, Daniel, he's kind of taken over day-to-day operations now. So still all within the family there.
Yeah. So now let's talk about your connection with the company. How did you connect with Liry's Jewelry?
I've actually known the family for quite some time. And then when they first initially were looking at opening up the e-commerce side of things, Danny, he kind of reached out, and I started working right after college, just doing really basic stuff, and then kind of slowly took over more and more until today, where I pretty much handle everything to do with the website side of things, the website itself, marketing, advertising, orders, emails, pretty much all of it. I can help with some part of it.
Yeah. So now that, we're well into February, and, that special day is coming up. It's just a few days away.
Yes, it is.
What are some of those popular pieces that people are going to be just swiping off of the shelves?
It's so difficult to say truly popular because everybody's taste is so different. We always try to stress on people because we get a lot of calls and questions about what should I get, and it really comes down to you and your partner and what you think they want. Are they somebody who wants something a little simpler, maybe something a little bigger? Do they want diamonds, no diamonds, gold, silver? There's just so many options. But what we specialize in, and we definitely do the most of for both men and women, is our Miami Cuban links. Those are just a tried and true classic for years now. So, and sizing is kind of dependent, men, women, they both get them. It's just the size more so than anything. The length and the width is kind of what changes. But I would say our Cuban links are always a go-to, tried and tested piece that kind of everybody likes.
Yeah. And what I also love that I'm sure that you helped to implement this some as well is Valentine's Day is notorious as, getting the ladies, we get these flowers and roses and giant teddy bears and all these things. But you trying to make sure that we don't forget about the fellas. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, we do. It's not even necessarily you got to get them jewelry. It's always nice to, make sure the man in your life just knows, you haven't forgotten about him totally. It's definitely, your guys' day. The women definitely to be treated, number one. But number two, guys do always love seeing, something just to know that they're being thought of on that day too. And also, can stress a lot of guys out. So it's nice to know that they're being thought of as well.
Yeah, I think that's a big part. Now, what are some options for the ladies that are listening, and maybe some of the guys, but what are some of the options that you guys have for male gifts for male? So,
yep. So, we have so many options. I think we're up to 500 or 600 different pendants and rings on the site. We have about 20 different styles of chains and bracelets. So there really is definitely something for everybody. The first thing you really got to think is just sort of budget, obviously, is the most important. Don't go crazy. Make sure, you're spending within what you should be. We don't want you going crazy on our site just for the heck of it. And the big thing, too, is silver gold. I feel like that's kind of the big differentiator is you got to pick from there. Most guys tend to be one or the other. Women, I see, are a little more they go back and forth. It's, what fits with their outfit better. But with men, they tend to be, it seems, if a guy wants silver, he really only wears silver. If he wears gold, he doesn't really want silver. So that's sort of the big first one that I would say is you got to figure that out. Because after that, we pretty much have all of our styles in both silver and gold. So then it just comes down to, the sizing and how big you want something. Is he somebody who's a little more, reserved, just a smaller, maybe a 5mm Cuban link, or is he somebody who loves jewelry, has a bunch, and wants to get, that true 8mm handmade Cuban link? And that's where we kind of try to provide the best service when people call us, email, chat with us. We kind of can walk everyone through their unique case to get them to the right piece.
Yes. Now, what about customizations? Do you guys do custom pieces?
Absolutely. That's kind of one of the big things we've started in the past. We've always done it, but in the past maybe 3 years, we've really kind of put a lot more effort and emphasis on custom work. Wow. We started doing 3D printing, 3D renderings to really help the customer see what they're making as we're making it. And then we've just really refined our casting capabilities, our finishing capabilities, our diamond setting stuff. So all that, we're able to just keep improving on our products. But custom work, the past 2-3 years, we've really kind of taken a lot on with that, because it's just fun seeing, different people's designs and helping them create something that's truly unique.
Yes, I love that. Now, do you guys have like a host of different artists that you work with for these pieces? How do you guys get, like you said, there's 400 or 500 different, customizations and different type of jewelry. How does that come about?
Yeah, no, we do it all. We haven't had any kind of collaborations yet with artists. Not something we'd be opposed to, just not something we've done. Right. With the custom stuff, it's more so the customer. They give us their ideas, kind of examples, rough guidelines, and then we do the rest with our renderings and whatnot. And then as far as our stock pieces, it's really just kind of a collaborative effort with everybody, on the team at the store. Right. We're constantly looking for new designs, new styles, stuff like that, to just keep adding to our collection.
Now, when we're talking about jewelry, I'll say like pendants, right? How do you guys source a lot of those pieces as far as like the diamonds, the rubies, things of that nature?
Yeah, so it's weird with diamonds in particular. Unfortunately, it's a very closed off industry. You really only have a few options to go from. Right. New York obviously is the big player in that. Generally, the New York big diamond importers are importing them kind of globally, and then from there they kind of disperse them throughout. We have a few different vendors in both New York and then also actually London. One of our vendors has a pretty big presence, and that's where they're based out of, is London. Okay. So they do London, New York. That's where we get most of our diamonds, both genuine and lab diamonds.
Wow, that is awesome. I'm super excited. I mean, Kyle,
cool.
What is the website? Where do people need to go to be checking out all these different designs?
Yeah, I should have started with that. I appreciate it. Liry's Jewelry, it's Lirys, kind of a weird spelling, but it's based off of Liredia, our owner. So lirysjewelry.com, that's our Instagram. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, it's just Liry's Jewelry. So it's pretty simple, universal, all of them, and then that's all on the website as well.
Yes, and then do you guys have like a set number, like for, certain pieces? Like, is there like 100 pieces of X amount, like this ring? Is there only like 100 of them made, or is there a certain amount of these things made?
No, we haven't done any limited production stuff yet, just because we just feel like it's always annoying when companies do that, when they do limited stuff, because it's, most companies can keep making it, we can keep making it. So we haven't done anything limited yet. It just comes down to the production. With most of our pendants and rings, right. They'll be made to order, because we actually make each piece when they're ordered. So each piece is made specifically for that customer. So it takes about 4 to 5 weeks And then our chains and all that, most of our chains are Italian imported, unless it's our handmade Cuban link that we make here in our store. But everything else, those are all in stock. So we have plenty of those. So with all of our chains and stuff, those are easy, ready to go whenever you are feeling like shopping. You just place the order and it ships out in a few days.
I love it. Kyle, thank you so much for joining us today, sprinkling those gemstones on us. You definitely got to come back.
I really appreciate it.
Yes, no, I mean, you have to come back. I know there's going to be new announcements and stuff as the year goes on, and I want you to announce it to my audience first. I like to have exclusives, all right? So when there's new things, perfect. Absolutely love it. And then, Kyle, let everyone know again the website and the social.
Yeah, LiryJewelry.com, Lirys Jewelry, JEWELRY.com. Same thing for Instagram, same thing for YouTube.
Perfection. Much more success to you, Kyle, and the whole team over at Lire's. I got to make my way down there to y'all. You know, I'm in Georgia, so I'm literally just a hop, skip, and a jump away. You know, and I think I got some friends in Tampa or near. So we'll have to figure that out. I got to come in store.
Time and date will be here.
Definitely. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for your love and support. Keeping in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face, you tell them, don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.